Can I get the slides on the back, guys? Good morning, everybody. My name is Victoria. I am your ministry coordinator. If we have not met, I would love to meet you after service today. Let's start this morning in some prayer. Dear Jesus, please let your will be done and your people hear what they need to hear today. Amen. Pastor West shared a story with us about two neighbors who were engaged in a property line dispute for several years. It was so bad that those two neighbors ended up in court suing one another. And after one man finally prevailed in the court case, he wasn't satisfied. The judge's final words were case closed. That winning neighbor decided that he would make his triumph unforgettable. He hired a skywriter to pilot over his neighbor's house and write the words, "Case closed," for all to see. Can any of you relate to having to have that final word? I know I can. Ask my husband, he will tell you. We can all find ourselves in the need to be right or have the final word, but it's petty and it's unhealthy when we do it. I have struggled with this need to always be right or prove that I am right for a long time. As I've grown in my faith over the years, I have learned that proving you are right and having the last word often leaves somebody else hurt. You can be right about something and let go of the need to prove it. Sometimes the relationship you may hurt is far more valuable than the proven point or the gotcha moment. Those moments only last for a second, and then everyone moves on to the next topic. Trust me, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to not always have the final word. Did you know that somebody else likes to have the final word, and he actually always gets it? God. God's final word is not over some petty disagreement. God's final word is profound and is defeat against our adversary, the devil. This is what is expressed by the unknown author who wrote the book in the New Testament called Hebrews. It was written during a time the first generation of followers of Jesus were undergoing immense persecution and needed a word from God. When Nero came into power in Rome, one of the emperor's favorite targets and scapegoats were the people of Jesus. He had them torn apart by animals, crucified, and then used as human torches for public spectacle. This spread from Rome to the whole region of the Asia Minor. So it is surprising that at the beginning of this letter, the author declares this powerful statement. Long ago, God spoke many times and in many ways to our ancestors through the prophets, and now in these final days, he has spoken to us through his Son. Hebrews 1:1-2. In the original Greek language, this sentence is clear in its contrasting from the former things with the new things that God is doing. These final days indicate the ultimate and complete victory has come in Jesus. The people of this time really needed to hear this. They needed to be rest assured that Jesus had the final say, and that it was not about if he would. The only question left was, when will he? The letter goes on to tell them not to abandon their faith during hard times or trying times. Why, they would ask themselves? God has the final word over evil and sin, period. They, and maybe even you, would ask, how long do we endure these trials? The Bible doesn't answer that question, but we can join the psalmist in encouraging each other. How long? My answer would be not long. Hang in there. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep your eyes on Jesus. He is the author and the finisher of our faith. He is the beginning, the Alpha, and Jesus is the end, the Omega. Jesus' own half-brother James also wrote to a similar audience at a similar time, and he said this: "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face many trials, or whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." James 1:2-4. Let's look at these first few words together. Consider it pure joy whenever you face trials. I know that's not an easy task, and in the middle of the chaos, to live in joy that the Lord has given you. But the good news is we are going to talk about joy today. The same joy that fills the first Christmas story, and the joy that endures despite difficulties, confusion, and pain, and even a bloodthirsty king named Herod. Today we are going to pick up the story of Jesus' birth as told by the gospel writer Luke. 2 weeks ago, I got the privilege of bringing you the story of Zachariah and Elizabeth, an older couple who bent God's ears for decades, praying for a baby. They got their prayer answered, but a miracle baby, but it didn't look exactly as they thought it would. But they stayed strong and they held on to hope, even when society and religion told them that there was none left. Last week, Pastor Kip brought us a message about Joseph and Mary. They found out Mary was going to have a baby and they were not yet married. They held on to their peace in what the Lord was doing, no matter what the outside world thought of them. And today we are going to continue this walk through this amazing story together. Let's look at Luke, where she entered bear. But why am I so favored that the mother